Hello, we're going to just do a real quick lesson on performance enhancement. Now, in case you haven't figured it out, we're looking at Windows 7 here. You also can notice rather quickly that it does look very similar to Windows XP. You can also adjust the performance in Windows Vista to look like XP. Now, what are the advantages of sorting out or changing your settings to make it look like Windows XP? Well, first and foremost is speed. Second is familiarity. If you're familiar with Windows XP, if you've used it at work or if you're currently using it, if you've used it in the past, going back and using this interface or setting it up to look like this is going to be very advantageous until you become real comfortable with the operating system you currently own. If you're not aware of how to do this, let's go ahead and just hit your command button and hit your pause break button. Again, this will open up your system properties. Okay, it looks different in 7. It looks different in Windows XP and Windows Vista. Please be aware of this. The same things are coming up here. Now, what we're interested in doing is performance information. We want to make this thing perform. Now, let's see, index, power, advanced tools. Let's check advanced tools here. In this case, I'm kind of stumbling along here because I'm not real familiar with 7. Now you can adjust visual effects, adjust power, adjust visual effects. What we're primarily interested in is going to be performance. And what we're looking for should be in this window here. Okay. Adjust indexing, adjust visual effects. I guess this would be the closest thing that you're looking for. Now you notice you have options here on performance. Please note that it is under adjusting visual effects. Now you say visual effects, that doesn't affect too much, does it? Well, let's take a look. Adjust for best appearance. Now this is going to set everything, turn everything on. What this is going to do is it's going to slow the computer down. Let me swap it over here, and it may take a few seconds here to do this. And this is exactly why you want to go in and do this. Now remember, all I did was push the command button and the pause break button, and then I went to the performance settings. Let me show you again. Pause break, and your command button, and then you go to performance information, and from there you go to adjust visual effects. Now what this does is this allows your computer to turn on and off different things, but what it also allows you to do is to change the way your computer looks visually. If you go with best performance, basically what it does is it takes all of your settings, cuts off anything that takes up extra clock time, in other words, stuff that slows you down, makes your computer run slower. It resets it back to make it look like Windows XP or Windows 95 if you want to get technical. And from there, you basically step back in time, but you also step up in performance. Please be aware of this. Most people are not fully aware of the fact that even though Windows 7 is dramatically different looking than Windows XP and Windows 95, the fact of the matter is the similarities are so close it's scary. Now that I'm not talking about the programming aspect. Obviously, programming has come quite a long ways. Performance has come quite a long ways. You now have dual core and quad core and 7-core processors that are out there on the market. I'm not suggesting that the computers are not faster. What I am suggesting is in the increase in speed that you're getting from the newer computers, Microsoft is kept in step to keep you running slowly. They put more stuff on your computer, which basically slows you down. You'll notice here, let's go back here to visual speed. Let Windows choose. Now if we let Windows choose, Windows is not making any real changes, or you'd see the icon changing here. Okay, let's adjust visual effects for best performance. And you notice best appearance. Windows leaves on everything. For best performance, Windows turns off everything. Now you can adjust this by custom settings, but to be honest with you, the best way to do it is just cut everything off. If you really want something turned back on, you can go back in and readjust this later, but you don't want to spend hours on your computer. You don't want to spend a lot of time wasted waiting for your computer to start up or to run programs. This is one of the fastest ways to make things go quicker, is to turn off the stuff you don't need. Second way is cleaning your desktop off. Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 95 was paramount that you clean off your desktop, because the way Windows worked was, and is, up until Windows 7, it would go through a series of steps or procedures. One of those procedures is to check your desktop for the icons, and if you click on something, the very first step is it goes out there and looks at your desktop to find what it wants. And it does that every single time. The less stuff on the desktop, the less stuff it has to go through and check, the quicker the computer runs. Simple mathematics. In Windows 7, for some reason, they managed to bypass that. I'm not complaining about it. I still like using my Quick Launch. If you haven't already seen that video, please go see me reactivating your Quick Launch. It is not available standard in Windows 7. The other things that you can do to increase performance is you can turn on your indexing, you can turn off other things, but the primary one I wanted you to see and focus on was just this one here. Press Command and pause break, and you can go in here into your system. Now this is basically the equivalent to system properties. Please be aware of this. You can go through and you can change different things. View and print detail performance and system information. Well, at some point it should let me check the performance. I saw it down there. Let's see. Rerun the assessment. Now this is with the best performance settings. I'm going to run this performance test just so you can see the way I have my computer set up, and then we'll go back and see what it says for Windows when you have everything left alone.